Okay, I'm out at the Lake Apopka Loop Trail this morning. I parked at the other end at Green Mountain and already rode from Green Mountain down to this park, Lovell's Landing at Lake Apopka. So that was just over 17 miles. When you first leave this park and head out, you'll be on a paved asphalt trail for about less than a half mile before you jump on the gravel trail out here. And if you haven't ridden out here before, most of the gravel roads on this trail is like a really hard crushed limestone, and you get some areas where you might get some loose dirt or loose gravel on top. For the most part, it's pretty hard packed. But I wanted to come out here today and test the new tires that I just put on my checkpoint for bike packing and bike touring trips. I picked up those Continental Top Contact 2, more like bike touring commuter type tires, and I just wanted to see how they would work on the gravel roads out here at Lake Apopka. They actually worked pretty good. I think I had too much air pressure in them. So when I stopped at the brake, at the turnaround point, I let some air out and reset them at a different value, at a lower value. So I'll see how they feel on the way back. I have to just keep playing with the air pressure until I get it right. But so far overall, they felt really good and planted when I was riding on those gravel roads on the Lake Apopka Trail. So, you know, these things may work out for me. I'm hoping. The big thing I'm hoping is that these things are going to reduce the number of flats that I get when I go on my bike trips. So I'll record some more as I go around this. You can see right now we're getting ready to leave the asphalt and get on the gravel. A little windy out today. Started out really cold. When I got up this morning, it was like 37 degrees here in Central Florida, which is a little on the chilly side. Loaded up and the bike and the van and head to the Green Mountain Scenic Overview parking area. When I got there, it was 45 degrees out. Seems like it's warmed up a few more degrees, but it's not really warm, and the wind is really starting to pick up. It says it's supposed to be a windy day today. So I'm coming up on the first mile marker. You'll have these signs off to the side of the trail, let you know how far you got to go. From one end of the trail all the way to the other end is 17.3 miles. And anytime you hit an intersection where you have to turn to stay on the trail, there'll be signs telling you, because there are other of these limestone hard packed roads out here that follow all these different canals that branch off the lake. So if you want to get more riding in than just the 34 miles of the loop, you can jump on those little gravel roads that follow the canals and put in some more miles doing that as well. Yeah, if it warms up and the wind dies down a little bit, it'll be a real nice day out. Well, I'll record some more later on so you can get an idea of what it looks like around here. We got Lake Apopka off to my left. Once I get more in the open and we see more of it, I'll start filming then. Okay, now you can see Lake Apopka off to the left of the trail. I did see a few alligators near the trail on my pedal out, so hopefully on the way back I'll see a few more and I can record those. Just kind of look around, let you see what it looks like out here. If you've never ridden out here before, it's a really nice place to go ride. Okay, I'll record some more later on. Okay, it tucks away from the lake view for just a little bit. Then you see you come right back out. See Lake Apopka again. Okay, I'll catch some more video later. About mile 3.5 of the trail, and you see the pump house up ahead. On the left hand side of that building, there's a small bridge you go over. If I come out here and there's nobody out here, I'll just ride my bike right over that bridge, but it's a pretty narrow bridge, so if there's a lot of people out here walking on it, standing out taking pictures, I'll stop, get off my bike, and just push my bike across it. And then when I get to the other side, then I'll get back out and start riding again. Yeah, that's a big one there.
I can spot him a mile away, baby.
Okay, so I did get off and push my bike across the bridge by that building, and I turned my camera on. Not sure if it'll pick it up or not, but right off to the side in the water, there was a big gator that was just hanging out in the vegetation in the middle of the water. So I don't know if my camera would have picked that up or not, or if it would have been too far away. But if you don't see that one, hopefully there'll be some other ones coming up in a little bit, and I'll be able to get some footage of those. Now, one thing on this part of the trail, they do allow cars on it, so you kind of have to keep an eye out. And from what I gather, there's like an audio tour. I'm not sure if you turn into a radio station or how you get it, but when you're driving in your car, it'll like tell you some interesting facts about the section of the trail that you're driving through. And they got little pull-offs on the side of the road where you can pull off and get more information. Now, the cars don't go on the whole trail. It's just a few miles, I think, maybe 2 or 3 miles of the trail they go on. See, we got cars coming up right here, and they'll be going real slow. They're not going to be hauling butt down this road, because what they're doing is they're sightseeing and looking at the nature and listening to the audio. So it's not like you got to worry about them flying by you. Okay, I'll record some more later on. Past the 5 mile mark, and right here is where the cars would turn off and go. You can see the gates closed, and only bikes can get through here. So once you get past this gate, you don't have to worry about the cars anymore. Like I said earlier, those cars, they're barely moving. They're going like 5 miles an hour. Because what they're doing is they're sightseeing, they're trying to see all the nature. And that's the reason they came out here, was to do a nature tour in their car rather than having to walk. So, or ride a bike or some other modes of transportation. Yeah, so I just passed the 5 mile mark, so I got about 12 miles to go. Once again, now we're right back up against the lake again. So you get some really nice views on this trail. And I can't tell that lowering my air pressure did make a big difference. The bike's not jumping around near as much as it was on the ride out. You know, I'd probably fine tune it a little bit more, but yeah, they're so far so good with these tires. I'll go ahead and, oh, right there's a gator, right there on the bank. 5.5 mile mark. I'm not sure my camera will pick him up, but he's just straight ahead facing me. There's another one right there facing that direction. So they're just out trying to get warm and get their sun. Usually right around this length of this section is where I start seeing them. Okay, well, I'm gonna continue on. I'll record some more later. Just a little over 6 miles in, you see a kind of blocked view from the lake. Trail drifts a little bit off away from the lake, so you don't see it the whole time. But you do see a lot of water and canals pretty much everywhere where you're at. Coming up on the 6.5 mile mark. Past that 6.5 mile marker, and this is where I typically all see them. Where this, I'm heading in that direction, where this trail breaks to the right, just this side of the break. You can see there's one right there. There was another one right next to him that just went into the water, and there's another one just right up here. You probably just see his tail sticking out through the vegetation. Right there, he's a pretty good size one. And I've got another one coming up. Right up here ahead of me on the right. So I'm actually traveling, walking back the direction I came from. And right there's another one. So typically, if you want to see them sunning themselves on this trail, right between the 6.5 and 7 mile marker along this section, every time I come through here I see them. A lot of times I see 5, 6, sometimes 2, 3, but I'll always see at least a couple, and they'll always be on this bank right here just absorbing the sun. I'm not going to get any closer. I'm going to now mosey on my way, but just hopefully the camera's picking that up and you can see them. And we'll go ahead and get going again. Maybe you see this one with me up on my bike, my camera will be a little higher, but he's right there. See, he just moved his head. I'll keep the film rolling for a few more seconds because sometimes I'll see some right up in here too. That might be it. Okay, I'll film again later on. Yeah, it's turned out to be a real nice day. Okay, right up here we're gonna make a left-hand turn. And these are the signs I was talking about. So we're coming up on the 7-mile mark. You see it on the signpost off to the right. It tells you which way to go for where you want to travel. If we want to stay on that LA Loop Trail, and as we turn left there, we just stick to the left here and just stay on the Lake Apopka Loop Trail. And then if you're wanting to take a break, right after you make this turn, just up ahead on the left, there's a little shelter with a picnic table. You can stop, take a break if you don't want to do the whole trail without stopping. Okay, I'll film some more later on. Yeah, got a little possum right there on the side of the road, walking away. Right here's another picnic table and shade shelter, rain shelter, if you're out on the trail. And there's a sign right there that gives you a lot of information about the different wild birds you can see around here. Just coming up on the 8.5-mile mark. So you'll see those mile markers every half mile. If you go a long ways and you haven't seen one of those mile markers, then you probably missed a turn somewhere and got off trail. But that's kind of hard to do because every time you'll hit an intersection with another one of these gravel roads that runs up and down a canal or something, there'll be a sign there. As long as you follow the sign, say LA Loop Trail for Lake Apopka Loop Trail, then you'll be good. I'll get some more later on. 9.5-mile mark. Right here we turn right. Consistent as far as the, say, a really hard packed limestone gravel road. I don't know if my camera's picking up the wind or not, the sound of it, but it's starting to pick up again. Okay, I'll record a little bit more as I get further down the trail. Intersection, and we're gonna take a left to go to the Green Mountain Trailhead, complete the loop. But there's also, right at this intersection, a map. So you see the map board there. It lets you know where you're at and shows you all the different canal trails and the Lake Apopka Loop Trail. And, you know, has the map legend, gives you all the information. Also right here at this intersection, see, it's got the signs letting you know how far to each location and what that location has, if it has restrooms or trash bins, water. So let you know when you're traveling around here what direction to go to get to where you're going. So we're gonna stay on the LA Loop Trail and go back to the Green Mountain Scenic Overview parking area. That's where I parked at this morning. So not too far up here, there's a bridge where you cross a canal. So I'm gonna stop filming right now, and then I'm gonna film once we get up to that bridge and let you see what it looks like, 'cause that's pretty cool, going over that bridge and looking down the canal. I might even stop at the top and film for a few seconds before I get back on my way. Just past the 11-mile marker, and right here's the bridge that goes over the canal. So as soon as I pedal up to the top of the bridge, I'm gonna stop and look in both directions so you can see what it looks like from the bridge overview. Okay, let me just stop for a second. And we're gonna be heading that way. So as soon as we go down the bridge, we're gonna turn left and we'll follow the trail that way back to Green Mountain. So right there's the sign, Green Mountain Trailhead, 6 miles. Okay, well, I'll film some more later on as I get a little further down the trail. We just passed the 12.5-mile mark. We're still paralleling this canal that we crossed over via the bridge. And you can see right up ahead to the left where it empties out into Lake Apopka. And right up here, our trail is going to actually fork to the right. There's another gator right there. I don't know if you saw him or not, but he's just sitting there right on the bank in the sun right near the trail. There is no shortage of alligators around here. Some days you see more than others, but typically you'll see at least a couple on each trip. Then right up here you have another like information board that gives you some history about what's going on here and restoring the lake. Now we got the canal, another canal that we're following on our right. And we'll just stay on this. Further up ahead, we go through a gate and a chain link fence, and once you go past through that gate, then you turn left to continue on towards Green Mountain. So right there's the 13-mile marker, and I'll film some more to get further up the trail. Okay, so we just passed through that gate and the chain link fence, and you see there's signs right here telling you where to go, and Green Mountain Trailhead to your left, 3 more miles. Yep, right here. Couple alligators just hanging out in the sun. Here's another one up here on the right. There's another little guy right there. Like I said earlier, there's no shortage of alligators on the Lake Apopka Trail. There's another one with his head sticking out of the water. Just another one right up here on the left. Yep. Mile marker 14.5. It's right there on the edge of the trail in the grass. Out getting their sun. I think I see another one up here on the right. I got some on the right and some on the left. Oh yeah. Damn, that one's huge. That's a big guy. Yeah, they're out today. I can see another one up here on the right. Right there. Okay, I'm gonna stop filming. We're just past the 15-mile mark. Now we're crossing over this canal we've been paralleling. And right here, you've got another recreation map showing the whole layout, along with the Lake Apopka Loop Trail where you're at, all the other side canal trails you can go on. So good, they have these posted several different locations throughout the Lake Apopka area. Okay, so we got I think about 2 miles to go, and this is where the trail kind of changes as far as it becomes a lot rougher. These last 2 miles towards the Green Mountain Scenic Overview parking area, you get a lot of holes, just rough ground, and a lot of it's covered by shadow, so a lot of times you can't see it until you hit it, but it's not near as smooth as the rest of the trail. So just know if you start in Green Mountain and you first start going, you're like, dang, this is rough. It's not going to be like that the whole way. It's just the first 2 miles. And if you parked at the other end of the trail and getting here, then just expect that the last 2 miles are going to be rough. At least rougher than what you've been riding on up to that point. Okay, well, I'll record some more once I get close to the parking area. Okay, we're past the 16-mile mark. So we don't have too much further to go. Now another thing too is that the Green Mountain parking area is up on a hill. You're down at the base of the hill, so you have to climb up to it, but what they have is they have a bunch of switchbacks. So you're not climbing straight up a hill to get to it. You're going through all these switchback turns back and forth as you traverse up the side of the hill to get to the parking area. You need to be a little careful in the corners, because the corners on those switchbacks have really loose dirt and gravel, and you'll slide out on it if you're not careful. So typically what I do when I'm either ascending or descending those switchbacks is I'll unclip. I've got these Crank Brother pedals. They're like flat pedals, but you can clip in on one side, or if you flip the pedal over, it's just like running a regular flat pedal. And I'll just flip the pedals over, and that way if I need to take my foot off the pedal quickly to stabilize myself from falling and busting my ass, it's just a lot easier than trying to unclip and put your foot down if your tire starts sliding out from underneath you. Okay, well, I'll record again once I get to the switchbacks in the parking area. Okay, Lake Apopka 17.3 here at the Scenic Byway, and now we just turn right and go to the parking lot. They got restrooms here, they got a shelter with some picnic tables. Keep going straight, the restroom building is right over there behind the sign. And once again, more signage telling you information about the area. Okay, well, that's a wrap. That was a good ride today. I got to test my tires. I think these tires are going to work well on gravel. Got to play with the tire pressure a little bit more and get them dialed into the way I want them, but overall I'm happy with them. So I hope you have a good day. That's a wrap.